Hi FlossTube. Long time no see. It has been 6 months since my last video. Welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, which I have gotten several new subscribers in the past couple of months, which I'm really grateful for considering I haven't put out any content. So thank you if you have subscribed, and welcome to the first new video since you have subscribed. So where have I been? I think I mentioned in one of my last videos that I have been having some pretty significant health problems for over a year now, probably a year and a half, specifically with my digestive system, and with that has come nausea every single day of my life. Sometimes it's nausea that I can deal with and still do things throughout my day and I'm okay. A lot of the time it's nausea where I kind of just have to be pretty immobile because it makes me feel like I'm going to throw up all day long. I don't. So that's one thing I don't ever do with this is throw up, but that's what's been going on, and I have just been to doctor after doctor, and I've had test after test. I did in October the test where they send a camera down your esophagus, and I also did a colonoscopy in October where they found a bacteria that apparently most people have, but a lot of people don't experience symptoms of it. But because I was experiencing some of the symptoms of it, they treated me for that, and no change whatsoever. So that wasn't what was causing me problems. I now have a diagnosis of chronic esophagitis and gastritis, which I have been trying to just change things about my diet, cut things out, and see if there's any difference. I haven't seen a ton of difference so far. So there's that. And then came the testing of my gallbladder. I had a couple of different tests on my gallbladder, and they did determine that my gallbladder was not functioning properly at all, like nowhere near where it should be functioning. So then came the ultimate decision to have it removed, which I did have my gallbladder removed in March, so last month I had surgery. And they also discovered a small umbilical hernia, so they repaired that at the same time. So I got that taken out, and I'm still just waiting to see any kind of change in the nausea, because I'm still nauseous. My gastritis is kind of under control because I've cut things out of my diet, but I am still nauseous. And so just filming has just not been on the radar because of all of that. But because I am currently headed to StitchCon in June, I wanted to get a video out, at least one video out before then, so that I could communicate with people there and that kind of thing. And so another, I hate to open with such a dreary topic, but another thing that we're now walking through is that now that my health is it's not really under control, but I'm kind of adapting to it and learning how to live with it, since there's not a lot of answers right now. We found out the other day that my husband is possibly he possibly and very likely could have bone marrow cancer. So that has just been very difficult lately. I mean, it just happened a few days ago that they told him that. So he's getting a bone marrow biopsy sometime this week. It hasn't been scheduled yet, but he's getting that done, and I would really appreciate your thoughts and prayers on that. As we are people of faith, like, we definitely believe that God can and has the power to heal him, and we're really praying that that's what happens. And so I ask that you, if you do pray, that you would pray for us, because I love being a part of this community. Even though I haven't made videos, I do love commenting on your videos if you are a fellow FlossTuber, and just love interacting with this community. Hopefully I can make it to StitchCon in June. I don't know what the next couple of months are going to be like, what's going to happen, and all that kind of thing. So, there's that. But anyway, I'm happy to be back and just sit down and film a video, and I think I just really needed to share that with the stitching community, because I love the stitching community, and I don't have a stitching community where I live. There's no LNS anymore, and nowhere that I have found where there are other stitchers. But anyway, so since it's been about 6 months, I'm not showing you any whips that I did last year, because I have honestly not worked on them since then, except for one. There is one that I have worked on, which is my Haid, because let's face it, that has to be worked on all the time. But I have, I think, four whips that I'm currently actively doing that I have worked on to show you, and I still have my other whips that I was working on last year that I just added to School of Magical Stitches, my whip list there, because there's probably going to be challenges for that. And yes, I am doing School of Magical Stitches, but when it's not fun for me, I don't participate. Like, I don't want it to be too much like a job where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get this done, and then stitching just doesn't become fun. Stitching is just not fun anymore. So I participate kind of loosely. I try to participate in the homework every week, but if I'm just not feeling stitching that week because I don't feel good or stuff's going on, then I just feel free to not participate in it. But so I have that, and I have a little bit of haul, and it's haul that I bought last year since my last video, because I am doing Stitch from Stash and haven't bought anything this year. I know, it's April. April's almost over, actually, and I haven't bought anything. Yay. But I do have a finish, because I've never had a finish before in my entire cross-stitching life. Well, one tiny finish. I think I showed that before. But I have a finish for this year. I was trying to finish it before last year ended, and I finished it on January 2nd. So I came really close. But this is Horse Country Holiday by Artful Offerings. And I remember I bought this from Julie at Gulf Coast Stitches, and I haven't finished it yet. I haven't fully finished it yet, or ironed it. But I bought this from Julie, and I absolutely loved stitching on this. In October, when I started to have all that testing done, this was the only thing I stitched on for the rest of the year. I never picked anything else up. I don't have a picture of this chart. And I should probably take it out of the frame, or at least somewhat out of the frame. I'll take one thing off of it so you can actually see it. But it's Works of Jane Austen. It's the Sal, and I am participating in that. I'm still on the first book, so I'm on Sense and Sensibility, and I just started on the house because School of Magical Stitch's homework last week was to stitch on a building. So there's the building. So there's that one. And this next one I really like. It's the first like woman piece that I've stitched where there's beading and Krynic. I don't mind Krynic because I use thread magic on my Krynic. I tried it without the thread magic and it was horrible. So I went back to my thread magic on the Krynic anyway. But I'm doing Joan Elliott's The Reader because I am a reader. I read a lot. I buy a lot of books. I buy more books than I read most of the time. But I really love this piece. It's kind of Renaissance-y, which I've always loved that period of time. And so my mailman's here. I feel weird. I'm right next to the window. But this is where I am so far. So I've started on the border a little bit on this first page. This is like one page that I'm working on. So there's the dress, and I've done some beading already. And I don't actually mind beading. I actually really, this is the first time I've ever beaded anything, and I really like it. And this next piece, I love this pattern. I picked a very difficult fabric to stitch it on, in my opinion. It's very difficult. Oh, this is on 28 count even weave. And the Jane Austen one is 18 count Aida, because I like 18 count Aida. But this is Beauty and the Beast by Soda Stitch. I love Beauty and the Beast. It's like my favorite Disney movie. And I chose, I think this is Huntress? Crystal Huntress by Picture This Plus. It's opalescent, and I was debating about this fabric because I didn't know if it was gonna look right with the colors in Beauty and the Beast, but the more I stitch on it, the more I'm like, it actually looks pretty good. Because I've only ever seen it stitched on white or light colors, and I was like, I want to try a dark color with this. I love the way it looks, but I hate stitching on it because it's linen, it's cashel linen. I can't see the holes. Even I have a magnifying lamp that I have to use anytime I stitch on linen or 28 count even weave because I just can't see the holes otherwise. And I can't even see the holes with my lamp very well, so it's a little bit frustrating to stitch on, so I don't pick it up as often as I probably should, and it's my smallest whip. It's my smallest whip, but I don't want to pick it up a lot of the time, but I do really want to finish it because I think it's going to be really cute when it's done. So there's that. And a little bit of haul just because I've gotten haul and I'm using it now in my projects. I was able to custom order a Bags Plus bag from Karina during one of Michelle Bindy's live stitches. She showed this one and somebody else snatched it up, but thankfully Karina was there taking custom orders, so if something sold and you wanted it and somebody else got it, she would custom make another one for you. So of course, for my Beauty and the Beast chart, I got this Beauty and the Beast bag. So this is what it looks like. It's got a vinyl pocket on the front, which is where I keep my chart, and then a zipper pocket on the back for all my flosses. And yeah, I love this. I love this bag so much. And my last whip that you have seen before, I have in my one and only Guerin Toten bag, project bag. It will not be my last. I am waiting for StitchCon to buy, if I make it to StitchCon, I'm waiting for StitchCon to buy another one because I love them. But it is this Harry Potter project bag. I'm gonna hold it back here a little bit. It's a big bag. And this has my Haid. So, and as you know, my Haid, or if you remember from last year, my Haid is the Ravenclaw crest from Harry Potter. It's called Many Wisdom. So this is where I am right now. And about this is something about this. I have been stitching cross country by page. So just doing one color for the whole page and then moving on to the next color for the whole page. And then for some reason I got the itch to try a different method again. Like I started out with parking. When I started this project I did parking, and over the last year I couldn't remember why I stopped parking. So I tried parking again and once again discovered I absolutely hate it. I can't stand it. It's not a way I want to stitch. I like cross country so much better because I can just keep stitching. I can keep stitching until I'm done with a color and I don't have to, yes, I carry threads like crazy all over the place, but it's just the way I prefer to stitch. So, since deciding to go back to cross country, I'm starting, all the colors that I'm doing are starting with my loose threads here, and I'm going to stitch until they're done, and then I won't have them there anymore because I really hate them. So, that is my Haid drama that I have going on right now. But yeah, this is on 28 count even weave. So yeah, there's that. And I have a little bit of haul. Like I said, I bought this last year, but I know I haven't shown it. I think this came from 123 Stitch, but it is Holy Night Snapshot by Pine Mountain, and I just wanted something small for December to do at some point. So it's got the shepherds and Mary and Joseph on the camel, and then the 3 wise men. So I liked that one. And then I got the one and only Stitchy Kindness I've ever received. Not that I'm in this for Stitchy Kindness, but I think it's awesome, and I hope to extend some Stitchy Kindness in the future myself. But Julie from Gulf Coast Stitches just sent me this out of the blue. I had to contact her, like, I didn't order this. Did you just send this to me by mistake or what? And she was like, no, it's just Stitchy Kindness. So thank you again, Julie. It's been months and I thanked you back then, but not in a video. So she sent me Turkey Tom Sampler, which I think is really cute. I really do love the turkey. And this is by Heart and Hand. And she also sent me some floss. And this is Tennessee Red Clay by Classic Colorworks. And I absolutely love this color. I don't know if it's coming through very accurately there, but yeah, hopefully I can stitch that before Thanksgiving this year. I'm hoping with School of Magical Stitches that I will stitch more on more things that I want to stitch on, because you have to stitch a lot of stitches. And this is another one from Julie. I order a lot from, well, not a lot. I haven't, like I said, I haven't ordered since last year, but if I can get it from Julie, I usually get it from Julie. I got this Snow White by Primitive Hair. By the Primitive Hair. I love anything fairy tale and a lot of Disney. I don't love every Disney princess, sorry. But the ones Primitive Hair has done so far, I love all of them. And I was actually going for Cinderella first because I already had a Beauty and the Beast, and then I saw the Snow White for the first time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that one first because I haven't seen anybody else do it yet. Not that that matters, but it's not one that I've seen a lot. The Cinderella is very popular. The Red Riding Hood's very popular. So, and I like all of them. I do want to get all of them eventually, but this is the one I got this time from Julie. And finally, I have some fabric here. Sorry for the crinkling. I think I discovered through the Jane Austen Stitch Along because they had this woman dye some fabric that would go with the project, or that would look good with the project. But this is from Mystic Hand Dyed Fabrics on Facebook, and this is 18 count opalescent Ada, and this is her Galaxy colorway. So there's that. Try to back up and show the whole piece. That's what that looks like, and it is gorgeous. I have no idea what I'm going to stitch on it, but I'm sure when I see the chart, I will know that's what I want to go on it. Okay. So if I had thought about it more, I would have printed out the one PDF pattern that I've bought, or that I got for free actually. And it was because it was Hogwarts, because as you all know, I love me some Harry Potter. I will always have a Harry Potter whip going no matter what. So when I finish Ravenclaw, I have 2 Harry Potter patterns to choose from right now that I can start after my Haid. Unless I can't wait that long, and then I'll start it before then. But yeah. So yeah, that is me. And I think that's it. I don't have any plans. I'm not gonna do Mania. I didn't do Mania last year. I kind of did Haid Mania, where I worked on my Haid all for the month of May when I stitched. I didn't stitch every day. I still don't stitch every day because, like I said, there's just days I can't do it. I just can't do it. I love it, but there are days when I just don't feel up to it. So yeah, I'm not doing Mania. I'm hoping to still make StitchCon. It's really going to depend on how things go with my husband's health. But I hope I can make it, and I hope to see everybody there. Yeah. I think that's it. So, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening, if you've made it this far. And I will see you next time.